What up, party people in the place to be? It's your brother, Zoe Williams, on the ZoWhat morning show. Hey, let me just make it clear. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Nuri? Hello? What is your pop-pop doing? You don't know? You don't know what I'm doing? What are you doing? You're eating breakfast? What are you eating?
I'm eating oranges with yogurt and watermelon.
Oranges, yogurt, and watermelon. Guess where Pop-Pop's at?
What?
I'm at work. You know I'm not supposed to be on the phone with you while I'm at work, right? Do you care? Do you care? Yes, you care? Okay, so I'm gonna call you back. I love you, okay?
Bye.
What?
Bye.
Goodbye, baby. I love you. Sorry, y'all. Hey, when the grandmuffin call, listen, I'm not spoiling her. She gotta know if I call my pop-pop, he gonna answer. And believe you me, she be bored. She only call me when she can't get nobody else. Like she'll drive her auntie crazy. Right? She call her auntie all the damn time, man. Drive her crazy. So her auntie might not answer. Right? Her granny is at work, might not answer. She be like, I know who gonna answer every single time. It's Pop-Pop. So I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do that. But let me just do this really quickly. You're listening and watching the ZoWhat morning show. Let me just say this right now. All my people in Houston and the surrounding areas that are being adversely affected by, Beryl. I think that's Hurricane Beryl. A lot of people are struggling out there, and I just want to say we send in prayers and love, and hopefully everybody is safe. I think a couple of people have already been reported to have died. I'm hearing from Sarah, because our sister Sarah, and of course Attila, my niece Attila, they're out there, and I'm hearing that there's no power in certain parts of Houston. I don't know if it's all of Houston, but I'm hearing that they're getting hit pretty hard. So I want to send well wishes and love out to everybody in the Houston area and the surrounding areas. I mean, I think San Antonio, a lot of places are going to be affected by this storm, and we're sending prayers out to everyone. I hope everybody is good. Hey, and again, you're watching the ZoWhat morning show. I want everybody to hit the like button. Somebody said Laredo. Says shit is wild. Oh, that's Attila. She said Laredo, no power, and it's hot. Now that's ugh. No power and it's hot. Dark heat. I don't want. Boy, let me tell you something. That's some of the most uncomfortable heat a motherfucker can experience. It's dark. That's why I didn't like the South. At nighttime, hot, muggy heat? No. Humid? No. That's somebody said shit is nuts. Listen. Last week we did a mansions. I'm going to start doing mansions again. I'm not going to do them every week. But I'm going to start putting together mansions panels again. A lot of people have been asking for the mansions series to return. I'm definitely going to start doing that. Last week's show, if you want to watch it again, it's still on this channel right now. We had Brother Rizza Islam on. We had Bobby Glanton. We had Jeff Brown. It was a great episode. Also, I definitely want to promote my new podcast, Smoke and Mirrors. That's with my brother Chase Infinite Johnson, and of course Marvin Jones the third, aka Tobias from Black Lightning. We have an incredible cigar podcast, and that's on this channel as well. It's called Smoke and Mirrors. Do you have the Smoke and Mirrors logo? I sent it to you. So yeah, the Smoke and Mirrors logo. We're gonna wait to put that up. The first episode that played was with our brother, legendary MC Crooked Eye, and he dropped some real jewels about Tupac, about Suge, about hip hop, about writing. You know, we talked about cigars. We talked about the greatest artists of all time. Somebody said Smoke and Mirrors is so fire. And I think Thursday, you guys are going to get episode 2. So if you haven't found the Smoke and Mirrors YouTube page, go find it now. What I'm telling you is there are a lot of Smoke and Mirrors pages. That's what I found out. There are a lot of Smoke and Mirrors pages. But find out, our moderators already have it. Yeah, they have it. So I want you guys to subscribe to the Smoke and Mirrors page. The next episode, I'm telling you right now, same cast and crew, minus Crooked Eye. We're gonna have my guy. What's my guy from the Outlaws? We're gonna have some members of the Outlaws on that particular episode. It's gonna be fire. I'm telling you right now. We're filming it. We're filming it at Baron Davis's spot, you know, in LA. It's a really fire cigar podcast. And if you know anything about cigars, the cigar podcasts usually be kind of corny because all they talk about is cigars. They just talk about the flavor notes, and usually they're not that long. But we've incorporated a mansion-style discussion while incorporating the cigar culture and the cigar life. It is uber fly. So I want you guys to sign up and join in. You're going to enjoy it. Subscribe to Smoke and Mirrors. Please do that. And then also, so over the past couple of months, there have been packages that have been lost for the reason he is risen. Packages get lost. And the crazy part is they're not sending those packages back to me. Packages have been, I guess, I haven't seen some orders. Listen, just email me and I'm going to get back to you and get you your product or get you a refund. I've been having difficulties with my computer. My computer's not working, so it's hard for me to get on there. So I may have to refund you through Cash App, something like that. But I definitely want to take care of you, either sending you out another order. Maybe you guys can give me another mailing address. I don't know. But it's been kind of weird the last couple of months because I've been getting a lot of emails of people saying they haven't gotten their packages. But typically, once I get the order, I package it up and I ship it out. That's typically what happens. But we'll take care of that as well. Also, what else we got? We got Total Package Energy. Let me just thank everybody for supporting that Black-owned business. When I tell you guys keep Total Package Energy alive and thriving, it's because of you guys, all right? Total Package Energy is functioning and thriving because you guys have continuously supported this brand. Black-owned business out of Oakland, California. Energy drinks, energy supplements, pea protein, the whole 9 yards. I really want you guys to continue to support this brand. Total Package Energy. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. I want you guys, every business I put in front of you guys, I want you guys to cash mob these businesses. Cash mob simply means as a fist has more power than a finger, when we mob together, we make an impact. So I'm asking you guys to make an impact on this Black-owned business. This is how this business stays afloat. We've been promoting them for 8 years, 9 years. Total Package Energy, man, they're still here because of us. Please continue to support Cash Mob it all. Everybody, please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. Also, don't forget to continue to support Russell Herbals. Dr. Russell is on the same level, in my opinion, as a Dr. Sebi. That is no disrespect to Dr. Sebi. Because, oftentimes as black folks, we think there can only be one. But there are a lot of elders in our community, and Russell Harrison is one of those elders. You've heard the old black proverb, when an old man dies, a library burns down. I'm here to tell you that Dr. Russell is a living library when it comes to herbs, right? Herbology, when it comes to detoxing. This brother is amazing. I want everybody to go cash mob him as well. Russell Herbals. Get his detox. Some people say it's a little expensive. Get the smaller one and really get your body in order. Because coming into the new age, coming into the new times that we're about to see, you definitely want to be healthy enough to be able to respond and react to what's going on in the rest of the world. Not Total Package Energy, but Russell Herbals. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. www.russellherbals.com. Also, wait, sister, can you take the sage out of here? Can you put that sage out? It won't go out. I'm sorry, we done saged the whole building up. The smoke done turned. It's getting crazy. Hit the like button, 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 hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Now, I'm going to say this about something that's important. Do me a favor. Can you play the Relationship ER promo? Play that promo right now. You can take me off the screen. All right, now you can take.
Everybody ain't your soulmate. Everybody ain't your person. Everybody ain't your twin flame. Everybody don't love you. Some of your friends is trying to kill you. I'm handing out free game. Women and men have incredible intuition, but mostly we find neither one of us ever listen. We never pay attention to it. We muck up and then we act like we meant to do it. We react without acknowledging the fact that we act exactly like whatever we hate. We attract what we vibrate. We lash out in a volatile mind state. We cultivate that mess and let it migrate. We love to hate. Watch what you vibrate. You are in control of the choices you make. They can dictate the journey of your soul. The things you release and the things that you hold. For wisdom is better than gold. Always be grateful. Hold on to what you love in your life. And when other people are evil and hateful, recognize that only love will survive. Maintain your integrity. Focus your energy. This is the best way to thrive. Knowing that balance is key to survival and nothing else matters if you don't stay alive. Never forget. Everybody ain't your soulmate. Everybody ain't your person. Everybody ain't your twin flame. Everybody don't love you. Some of your friends is trying to kill you. I'm handing out free game. Women and men have incredible intuition, but mostly we find neither one of us ever listen. We never pay attention to it. We muck up and then we act like we meant to do it. We react without acknowledging the fact that we act exactly like whatever we hate. We attract what we vibrate. We lash out in a volatile mind state. We cultivate that mess and let it migrate. We love to hate. Watch what you vibrate. You are in control of the choices you make. They can dictate the journey of your soul. The things you release and the things that you hold. For wisdom is better than gold. Always be grateful. Hold on to what you love in your life. And when other people are evil and hateful, recognize that only love will survive. Maintain your integrity. Focus your energy. This is the best way to thrive. Knowing that balance is key to survival and nothing else matters if you don't stay alive. Never forget.
Are you ready? Let me tell you why I played that twice. Let me just say this, man. We got a bunch of activity, but very few conversions. We went into our Stripe account to see how many people have signed up and registered. We got 3 registrations in almost 3 weeks of promotion. This is going to be a serious, class. This is a master class on relationship that is both philosophical, spiritual, and clinical. We have some clinician or a clinician that's going to be a part of the second day that's going to tie in all of the philosophy and spiritual aspects of what we're talking about in this master class. So it's going to be a mixture of spiritual information as well as empirical information, clinical information as it pertains to some of the pitfalls that many of us fall into, myself included, when it comes to intimate relationships. This is why we named it the Relationship ER, because many of our relationships are borderline in intensive care. And we're going to talk about why it is important to address a lot of internal things that are happening psychologically. When I tell you me and my team have put together a full-fledged curriculum, I want you to take it serious. I don't want what I saw. We had about 28 people get to the point of where they were about to buy it and didn't buy it. They just stopped right when it got to the point of checkout. So that gets registered as either something on hold, they might do it. Like, listen, this is no game. I don't know how many people are still with me from the Come to Mises Masterclass. Do you guys remember the Come to Mises Masterclass? We had Epiphany, Mayumi McKinley, clinician. We had my Baba Lau, Baba Femi. We had Dr. Alan Berger, clinician. That was listen, we put a whole curriculum together for the Come to Mises Masterclass. This is my first masterclass since 2022. So I'm really trying to get you guys to understand that we will invest in a lot of mess. We will invest in drama. We will invest in entertainment. We will invest in bad foods. We will even invest in drama. That's the big piece, drama, because drama is entertaining for a lot of us. So I'm saying I'm putting something in front of us that I believe is beneficial to us. Why is it beneficial to us? Because relationships are ubiquitous as it pertains to the human condition. You have no idea how many people come to me for some type of guidance, for why is this camera blurry? I don't know. Can we get it in focus or put me on another camera? There we go. I don't like the blurry look. But yeah, we will play a lot of games. We will play around with a lot of distractions, sports, entertainment, relationships. We will get involved with a lot of distractions. But when it's time for something, and it's unfortunate, but that's just what it is. It reminds me of Carl Jung, when Carl Jung said people will do anything, no matter how absurd it is, to avoid looking at themselves. Well, this is definitely going to be a looking glass, and I'm presenting it in such a way that I'm telling you, it's going to break your mind. We named it the Relationship ER, but really it's going to be based on the curriculum actually comes out of my new book. So the book that I've been working on for the past 2.5, 3 years, right? When I tell you this is worth it, you got people out there who are doing master classes for $2,500. You got people out there who are, charging a crap ton of money for a masterclass. We decided, no, we're going to lower the price like really low, and then we're going to make this available to people afterwards. Also, the team, we talked about, if you're in the LA area, we talked about having a live audience where you guys can pay a reduced amount because you're in LA, an even more reduced amount because you're in LA. You can come see this live. You can be a part of a live audience. Again, it's a 2-day movement, August 3rd and 4th. Not only August 3rd and 4th, each day is going to be 90 minutes of curriculum, 90 minutes of teaching, and then there's going to be an additional 30 minutes of question and answers. So when the people sign in and sign up, you guys get to participate with your questions, and I will answer them. Me and my special guest, we will answer those. So it's going to be amazing. It's not something you should miss. And the reason why we name these things, the reason why I named it is because I don't want to give up, the core idea of my new book, because we live in a copycat society. Somebody sent me a video, and I want you guys to look this up on YouTube. Somebody sent me a video, and I think the video is called Everything is a Remix. Complete updated 2023 edition. It's a video, right, on YouTube. It's called Everything is a Remix. And so what I've learned is a lot of people will copy other people who have done the research, done all the heavy lifting. It's easy to come watch a Mansions TV show and then go and say, well, I'm going to do my version of what Zoe's been doing for years, right? It's easy to do that. It's easy to listen to the voice of reason on KBLA. I think we're averaging and I'm talking about specifically my show alone, we're averaging close to 90,000 downloads a month. People are actually listening from all over the world. That podcast right there, The Voice of Reason, is in the top 3% of all podcasts in the world. Not only are people listening, they're actually shopping, right? That's why I say go watch that video, Everything is a Remix. They hear Zoe say something and they go, oh, okay, that's a new way to look at it, or that's a different spin, or that I never thought of it that way. And then they do their version of that. They're remixing their version of that. So I want you guys to get it from the source. I want you guys to come to me and get it from the source. I named it the Relationship ER because many of our relationships are definitely in intensive care. But when you find out what I'm about to reveal conceptually, you guys know my books are always heavy concept driven. We started with the Relationship Dismount in 2015, right? We moved on to the holographic relationship in 2019. And then in 2021, we gave you the Shrouded Lighthouse. I don't write a book unless I have an amazing concept. Well, when you sign up for the Relationship ER Masterclass, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks when you hear this new concept, which basically, listen to what I'm about to tell you. It's going to free you from the framework that I laid down in the first 3 books. In a lot of ways, it's going to undo what I laid down in the first 3 books. I promise you, you're going to be absolutely blown away. So please sign up to the Relationship ER Masterclass. What is the website? The website is onestream.tv/the Relationship ER. This is a call to action. Please don't get all the way through the process and stop. If I show you how many people got all the way through the process and stop, it's crazy. Just do it. I promise you, this is going to feel better than a pair of Balenciagas. This is going to feel better than a pair of J's, the 13s. This is going to feel better than the superficial shit that we've been involved in, this commerce type shit, just, materialism. This is going to feel better. When you go through this course, you're going to understand yourself better, which will lead to you understanding your partner better. Sign up, onestream.tv/the relationship ER. All right, let's get to it. All right, let's talk about Bronny. Everybody wants to talk about Bronny. I'm going to make this quick. All right, I'm going to make this quick. Everybody's talking about LeBron James. Everybody's talking about his son. LeBron James had his first game, or LeBron James Jr., Bronny, had his first game, only scored 4 points. He was 2 of 6 from the field, blah, 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 blah. I'm not mad at LeBron. Everybody's mad at the nepotism piece. I'm not mad at the nepotism piece. Business in America is rife with nepotism. Hollywood is rife with nepotism. If you look at all of the Hollywood actors and the sons and daughters of those actors, and they always get put on by family. It's really that simple. They always get put on by family. I have leveraged my relationships for my kids. My daughter really pissed me off, though. So my daughter graduated with her degree from LMU in theater. So immediately I get on the phone, I'm calling my Hollywood contacts, Marcus King and other people that I know that are really powerful. And I'm saying, hey, yo, call them, get hooked up with them, and they're going to get you to where you need to go. Right? She was like, nah, I want to do it myself. I mean, that's my daughter. She was like, no, I want to do it myself. I want to grind and figure out my own way. Thank you for the help, but I kind of want to do it myself. And I'm like, you can't do it yourself. But she was like, I would like to try and fail if I can't. I would like to see what I can do on my own. So, right, Jeannie Buss inherited the Lakers from her dad. Well, she took it from her brother because her brother couldn't run it. But it seems like she can't run it either, but it's still a family business. Nepotism is part of the game. And I'm just going to say this, to see a black man, right, to see a black man reach the level of power that LeBron has reached, to where he can punk one of the whitest organizations. When I say white, I'm not talking about its players. I'm talking about the people that run the damn thing. That this is a white-owned business. You heard me say black-owned business, right? No, the Lakers are a white-owned business and been that way. So the fact that LeBron has exerted this much power and influence on the Lakers, I'm proud to see a black man do that. I'm fucking proud of it. Now, does that mean I don't feel for the kid who Bronny took his spot? Like, this is unprecedented power. Bronny got a guaranteed contract as a 55th selection in the second round. The average 55th selection in the second round gets about $560,000 on a two-way contract, meaning you playing both for the pro team and you playing for the farm team or the G League team. And depending on how you play, you go back and forth. Usually you're on a two-way contract. Okay? I give Bronny the benefit of the doubt. Let's not forget, he had cardiac arrest. So when he came back, of course, he had limited time. So we couldn't really see the full, the full details of his game. We couldn't really, the eye test. We couldn't really look at him and see what it is that he is. Because at SC, he was on limited minutes. I've been in that position as a father as well. When my son came back from his ACL tear senior year, I told the coach, I know you want to win CIF. I know we got a stacked team. I know he's the leader of the team, but he can't play more than 15 minutes a game. He's already signed for Auburn. We can't go over 15 minutes a game. And when I tell you these white people don't give a fuck about your kids, they don't. What he said was, did his PT specialist clear him for basketball activities? I said, yes, he did. He said, is his PT specialist one of the best in the world? I said, yes, he is. I said, but he's my son. And what we're not going to do is put him in further jeopardy. And what we come to find out later that year, my son had to have a second surgery because there was something, they called it a cyclops lesion that was growing on top of the new graft that they put in his knee. So he needed a second surgery when he got to Auburn. Now, and it was a delicate surgery that was done by Dr. James Andrews, one of the best knee surgeons in the world, who happens to be at Auburn. So basically, the diagnosis that came back down was, this is such a delicate surgery that if the best surgeon in the world botches it, we have to redo New's ACL. Then he'd have to rehab once again. So when the high school coach was like, yeah, let's win state, I was like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. This is what fatherhood looks like, right? The option was, can we have a UCLA doctor come in and take the lesion off, right? And I was like, no, I'd rather him go to Auburn and have the best knee surgeon in the world do it. So we're going to wait. So his minutes will be limited. And the coach was mad at that. So I'm looking at LeBron and Bronny, and I'm saying LeBron is doing what good daddies do. You protect your son. You put your son in the best position to win. When my son was a senior, it was Bobby, man. Bobby got Jerry West to come to one of his games. When my son graduated from college, Bobby got Jerry West to come work new out at his high school for the Clippers. Jerry West came to Inglewood, worked new out. That's nepotism. That's me using my connections to help put my son in a better position. So I'm really not upset at LeBron James for doing the same for his son. The downside of that is kids like my son. And this is no disrespect to Bronny. This is no disrespect to LeBron James. But they will bend the rules, right, for somebody like Bronny. They'll say, well, New Williams in his senior year in college averaged 12 points a game. So he didn't average enough. Or they'll say, well, New Williams was balling, but he was at a mid-major. He was at Fresno State. Well, Damon Lillard came from a mid-major too, right? They'll say, well, his numbers don't look like he dominated. They look black and white. They don't look at context, right? They don't say, well, he was playing for a coach that didn't recruit him. And when you play for a coach that doesn't recruit you, he tends to put his players, he has more of a priority on the players he brought in. That's what happened with Justin Hudson up at Fresno State, right? As a matter of fact, the twist of events Fresno State or San Diego State was one of the first people to offer my son a college scholarship, and it was offered by Justin Hudson, who was on the San Diego State coaching staff at the time. But when my son tore his ACL, he was one of the first people to back off of my son. So the irony is he becomes the coach of Fresno State, and my son winds up going there. And he's like, oh, I know New. I love New. You know how they talk. Oh, I love your kid, man. I remember him in high school. Everybody wanted him. He was too big for us to get him at the time. Blah, blah, blah. Right. Let me tell you what he did to the boy. This is why I love the nepotism from Bronny. Use your power. This is what he did to the boy. My son is in the middle of one of the biggest games of his career at Fresno State. You can go look at the video. It's on YouTube. New Williams is about to break the NCAA record for threes made in a game. He hit 10 in a row. He tied the record. He hit 10 threes in the game. Not 10 in a row. He hit 10 threes in the game. The coach, with 9 minutes left, says, all right, we're going to start going into the big. The big now plays in the NBA for the Miami Heat. His name is Orlando Robinson. That's the kid the coach recruited. But everybody on his team was like, Coach, if he hit one more, he on fire. If he hits one more, he not only breaks the Mountain West record, he breaks the NCAA record. Coach took that moment from him because he was being petty. But like I said, these recruiters will look at it from a black and white standpoint. Oh, he only averaged 12 points a game. Well, if he's sharing time, right? If he's sharing time with all of these freshmen, he said, why is he sharing time? Because the coach wants to build the guys he recruited. That's normal, right? So I want you guys to look this up. You can see that this is on YouTube too. New gets brought into something called the 3-on-3. The big, I think it's 3-on-3. It's not the big three. It's the 3-on-3. It's 3-on-3 with university players, with college players. New goes on there, and it's televised, and it's for money. New goes on there. It's college students, 3-on-3, playing from all the different conferences. New goes on there and goes the fuck off. Bobby sends it to Jerry West. Jerry goes, that's New. He's like, yeah, he's a senior now. The season is over. And when I tell you he went the fuck off, he went off. You even hear the commentator say, well, damn, how is it that he only averaged 12 points at Fresno in his senior year when he out here he dunking on 7-footers, he hitting threes, crossing full, he's dominating. There is politics involved in all of this. I'm happy LeBron exerted his influence. But look at New and look at Bronny. They both 6'1", but they reported that Bronny was 6'4". New has a 7.1 foot, wingspan. New's a lefty. New holds the Mountain West record in 10 or in threes made in a game. New has a 50-inch vertical. They say Bronny has a 40-inch vertical. So what happens is when you see guys at the 6'1" position, they say you got to play point guard. New plays point guard. They say if we're going to pick somebody that's 6'1", they got to be a super athlete. New is in the top 1% of athletes. When New got drafted or recruited into the SEC, when he signed with Auburn, Ben Simmons came in as the best recruit in the class of 2015 for LSU, and New came in as the most athletic. So scouts will say you have to be an exceptional athlete to be 6'1". So when they see new, they say, Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook level of athleticism. They see that in new, but only left-handed with a killer shot and a mean streak and plays crazy defense. So again, they made excuses. And of course, new graduated in 2020, which was COVID year. Most of training camps and all of that shit was shut down. But I used my influence to get new with Jerry West. Now, you know, New's happy. I mean, he's playing pro overseas. He's making money. You know, he's about to be in France for the Euro League. And, you know, he's doing his thing. He's content, you know, traveling all over the world. I'm happy for him, you know. But just understand, there's a political lens to it, too. And then you can also, if I'm going to be honest, the NBA is like the FBI. They look into your past. They look into your background. They look into your family. They look into everything. And I'm sure they saw me swinging on Aries Spears, and it was like, nah, we can't bring him in here. If you get the logo to work your son out, and the only other person he worked out himself was Kobe Bryant before New Williams, and Jerry West goes to the Clippers, Lawrence Frank, and says, hey, we need New Williams. He's a point guard. He's lefty. He's a super athlete. He's blah, blah, blah. And they don't listen to the logo, and he done built the Golden State Warriors, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Clippers. Come on, man. Come on. So that's the other side of it, where you feel a little bad for kids that have that got the skill, that can actually play. Do you understand? You feel a little bad for these guys because you be like, damn, this kid took your spot. And not only did he take the spot, he got a guaranteed contract as if it was a first-round draft pick. 4 years, $8 million. That's a first-round draft pick. Money. That's first-round draft pick money. Yeah, it's a spot. I mean, look at the two. You know, listen, really, to be honest with you, many players that come in the second round don't make it. Most of the players, I would say 90% of the players that get drafted in the second round don't make it. But you got two that have. You got Brunson in New York. Brunson was a second-round draft pick. And you got Jokic, right? Every now and again, a really good player can fall to the second round. Now, to Bronny, you are the son of your father. Don't be delusional. Sometimes your father is delusional about his level of greatness. You got to understand, as a player, you're supposed to be competitive. You're supposed to not give a fuck, but you should also be humble and grateful for the position that you're in. If Kobe can say there has been some cheating going on, Kobe even acknowledged, yeah, there has been some fuckery going on in some of these playoff games. He said, if the Sacramento Kings, this is Kobe Bryant, he said, if Sacramento Kings can say there's some cheating going on, the Lakers got those free throws and the foul calls was going their way and blah, blah, blah. Kobe said, okay, that there could have been some cheating going on. And even Kobe mentioned Donaghy, right? But also Kobe came back and said, but then the next game, game 7, you motherfuckers missed 20 free throws. So you can say they cheated to get us to game 7, but then you can also say you lost game 7 at the free throw line. So there is some foolishness going on. When I see LeBron, just factor in that you're in the weakest generation of basketball we've ever seen. They've made basketball weak so the Europeans can compete. It's not as physical. So yes, you got a shit ton of stats, and that's amazing. However, we got to weight those stats differently than we would weight them in a tougher defensive league. You at 6'9", 270 pounds, super athlete, and nobody can touch you. Imagine if nobody could touch Jordan. Jordan got touched for 3 years in a row. This is the truth. You might not believe it, but this is what it is. Jordan got his ass touched up for 3 years in a row against people who don't really play defense. They said, you know what? If he goes to the middle, grab his ass out the air. That's not basketball, that's rugby. Jordan had to play through that, and it made him tougher. Jordan got in the gym, started lifting, got bigger, got stronger, got a different kind of mentality to play the game. If you're playing, all I'm saying is just be a student of the game and understand how the league is different. And if the league is different, just be thankful that you're in a position to capitalize on it the way that you did. That's it. You need a microphone if you want to contribute, and you don't have one, and it sounds crazy. So if you get a microphone, I'll let you contribute. And this isn't to shit on, get a microphone. This isn't to shit on LeBron. I think LeBron is one of the greatest players to ever tie up his motherfucking shoes. Think about it. He's Magic Johnson. LeBron is Magic Johnson. LeBron is the most athletic version of Magic Johnson we've ever seen. We've seen other versions of Magic Johnson. Scottie Pippen was a Magic Johnson type. Shit, Penny Hardaway was a Magic Johnson type. But this is a Magic Johnson that is super athletic, probably one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen in the NBA. But if you take away the restrictions and the rules, it's kind of like, damn. So I'm not shitting on LeBron. I'm just saying I'm also not shitting on his kid either. I would have did the same thing for my kid, whether he was able to compete or not. I would have, if I had the juice to put my son in that position, shit, I damn sure would have done it. And I think people should give LeBron a little grace for that. But I also think LeBron should get a little thicker skin because people are going to grill his son for not being like a dog. They're already going to judge him based on LeBron. They're going to judge him based on LeBron's talent. So that's my thought on that. In a lot of ways, you got to just say congratulations to Bronny and LeBron because he pulled off a coup. I heard somebody else say he didn't do this for the Lakers. He did this for legacy, for his family legacy. And I'm not mad at it. Fuck it. I'm not mad at it. Go ahead, bro. Do that for your family legacy. I would love to be able to play in the NBA with my son. So you got to give him that. So as far as Lakers, they're going to get dusted again. That's what's going to happen because nobody wants to play with LeBron. You're starting to see that now because you're hearing people come out and say, you don't get no credit when we win, and then you get all of the blame when we lose playing with LeBron. And then look at the differences in mindset. You know, Kobe Bryant, we're spoiled in LA. We want a Kobe Bryant, somebody that's like, fuck that. We going to the mountaintop no matter what. LeBron is watching all of these damn free agents go other places, and LeBron posts on X, damn, is it me? That's some soft, weak shit. Like, fuck that. Don't worry about if it's you. You still got top 75 player on your team in AD. All you need is some pretty good pieces around you two, and you should be able to compete. You feel me? But for a guy that is lauded as taking nobody to the promised land, you got more top 75 teammates than anybody else. Kobe was the only nigga to take, I think he don't have any top 75 teammates. Not Pau Gasol, not Lamar Odom, not Andrew Bynum. None of those guys are top 75. So Kobe didn't take no top 75s. He won back-to-back without top 75 players. Shit, we had a version of the Lakers with Russell, AD, Carmelo, and LeBron. We had top 75 heavy and didn't do shit. So it's always the coach's fault, getting coaches fired, getting the coach you want. And I'm just talking basketball. I'm not talking about the nepotism and the power thing. I'm glad he got the power. But when you misuse the power, you don't reap the benefits, I guess. So that's my thoughts on LeBron. I'm going to move on from that. Y'all agree or disagree? Did you set your mic up? Because you said you wanted to say something. Okay, so let's hear what you got.
All I was going to say was both Kobe and Michael had a lot of pieces around him, and he had to really scruff it out. He didn't have that same leadership.
You got to speak into the mic.
He didn't have that same leadership around him. He didn't have those to look up to show him and really have his back like that. And he still took Cleveland to the show.
What does that mean? I don't understand what that means.
I mean, when it comes to talent,
Are you supposed to have,
talent,
wait, let me address your first point. Are you supposed to have everything the other guys had? Is that a prerequisite? Like you said, he didn't have a mentorship or this or that. Are you supposed to have it? Or I don't blame LeBron. I don't blame LeBron for being in the softest league ever. Shit, he didn't pick it. It's not like at birth he was like, I want to be in the softest NBA ever. He didn't pick that, so I don't blame LeBron for that. I just factor that in when we're talking about the GOATs. Right?
I look at him as a GOAT for sure.
He is a GOAT. I'm not saying he's not a GOAT.
And I feel like him and Kobe was in the same NBA for a long time.
When he came in, Kobe was 7 years in. He comes into 2003, Kobe was 7 years in. Okay? Different kind of league. And then you have to understand, when he comes in, that's when we start getting an influx of the Rubios and the Europeans, a lot of Europeans. That's when the game starts to change. You got to understand, in Europe, they're more fundamentally sound, but they're less athletic. So guess what you got to do? When David Stern dies, we get a new commissioner. The commissioner says, I want the game to look and feel more elegant. You see the rise of Steph Curry. So Steph is doing all of this dribbling, all of this step backing. So we have to lessen the amount of Tony Allens, Ruben Pattersons, Raja Bells. We have to lessen the amount of these motherfuckers because they're going to foul the shit out of the Stephs and the Euros. They're going to foul the shit. We want the game to flow. So the game begins to change, comes a three-point game. You get bigs that are shooting threes now. We want the game to be elegant. We want it to flow. We want the numbers, the scores to go up. I remember there was a time when a motherfucker could get in the league without a jump shot. If you knew how to play point guard, that's Gary Payton. That's Jason Kidd. Later on, these motherfuckers learn how to shoot. But if you can facilitate the rock, pass to everybody, and you play defense, you'll get an NBA contract. That's not the case now. My son is a lockdown ball hawk defender. He's like a Drew Holiday, but more athletic. You see what I'm saying? So the game is different. So when the game changes, I factor that in too. So I don't blame LeBron for the league that he's in. And I'm going to say it again. Imagine if in the 80s, Magic was playing with today's rules. We can't touch Magic. You can't touch him. Do you know how ridiculous Magic Johnson was? You can't foul him. Imagine if, that's why you hear all of the players saying right now, it's the sports pundits that are big on LeBron. The sports guys, the commentators. When you hear the Gilbert Arenases, the Quentin Richardsons, all the ball players be like, nigga, Kobe, what the fuck is you talking about? Dwayne is like, oh yeah, it's Jordan, but then it's Kobe. Allen Iverson, it's Jordan, but then it's Kobe. All the players who played, they go, nigga, it's Kobe. That's just what it is. They would average 65 points a game in this league. It's really that simple. I'm sorry. That's really what it is. I'm sorry. No disrespect. And no disrespect to LeBron. I love that LeBron is winning. In life. Like, LeBron is a life winner.
Oh, he's definitely winning in life.
So you're not going to get me to hate on LeBron. I might not agree. I don't have to agree. And in not agreeing, it doesn't make me a hater. I'm just saying, shit, if I was in his position, I would have definitely used the nepotism card. You out your mind? Absolutely. Guaranteed. So I'm not dinging him for that. I'm just saying, I always say be humble. Do you understand? And remember, basketball is entertainment. And yes, we teach our kids to be confident, especially if they're winning, the crown and all that. That's great. That shit fly as hell. However, the same system in entertainment, the same system that builds you up is the same system that'll tear you down.
Now, I'm glad you made that point because that was to my point when it came to Kobe, is that he that second generation and he really was not humble for a long time.
Well, when I say be humble, see, there's a difference. See, that's what I'm saying. If we're going to have a real conversation, Kobe was an asshole. So was Michael Jordan. Right? But when I say humble, I mean to the public. Kobe never said, hey, I'm the greatest player. He never said that. He said, I want to be. LeBron said, that's what made me the greatest player in 2016. Nigga, Khyree hit those shots. Y'all niggas won in 2016 because Steph can't guard Khyree. 2016, listen, you don't have Khyree on that team, y'all lose to the Golden State Warriors again. Steph can't guard, that's how you won. So for you to internalize that as that made me the greatest, and that ain't the only time somebody else on your team saved your ass. Ray Allen, if Ray Allen don't hit that shot, you don't win. So now instead of 4 championships, you got 2. So to take that and then say, yeah, that made me the greatest. Michael Jordan never said he was the greatest. Never. He said it's disrespectful. He said, I couldn't play against Wilt. I couldn't play against Jerry. I couldn't play against all these other guys in their prime. So I can't call myself the greatest. That's a level of humility. And he also put it back on the greats before him. He was basically saying it would be disrespectful to them. Now, am I still going to hate on LeBron? No. I'm going to say that's a different generation. He's from a different generation. They got a different mindset in the way they look at things. And that's okay. But from somebody who understands that you're standing on the shoulder of giants, you show the giants whose shoulders you're standing on a little bit of respect. At the end of the day, every time Kobe played LeBron, Kobe was on his ass, blocking his shot, D'ing him up, stealing the ball, scoring on. It's what it is. People say Kobe is a carbon copy of Michael Jordan. It's not technically true. He copied all of Michael Jordan's moves, but he also improved upon them. Michael Jordan wasn't considered a three-point shooter. Kobe was Michael Jordan with a three-point shot. But not only did he have a three-point shot, he improved upon that turnaround baseline. How? Because Kobe goes to fucking Houston and works out with Akeem Olajuwon and gets all of the footwork. Kobe, like Akeem Olajuwon, was a student of soccer, so they understood footwork. That's why most of the players who played with Kobe will tell you he had the best footwork they'd ever seen, including Jordan's. So to say he's a carbon copy isn't 100% fair. Does that make Kobe better than Michael Jordan? No, but he was a little different than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was more athletic. Michael Jordan was bigger. Michael Jordan had bigger hands. So again, I'm not going to put Kobe above Michael Jordan, just like I'm not going to put LeBron above Kobe. You understand? So it's really that simple. And people who go to the stats, it's like when we're having hip hop battles about who the greatest is, people will automatically default to record sales. They'll go to the stats. Well, you know, LeBron scored over 40,000 points in the softest league ever. Period. In the softest league ever.
Right, but he's sharpening his tool up against, like you said, some other players that aren't as sharp as the players that Kobe was going against. I mean,
so to me, that's stat padding. To me.
I can feel that.
So I'm going to say this, and this is out of love for LeBron. LeBron will go down in history as having the greatest career in the history of the NBA. I 100% agree with that. He will go down as having the greatest career in the history of the NBA. But him having the greatest career in the history of the NBA does not equal him being the greatest player in the history of the NBA.
Facts.
You got a gang of white folk talking about Kobe number 12. What? Fat white people who ain't never played the game. Yeah, I put Kobe at 12. Huh? What? Okay. All right, we're cool. All right, let's move on. Much love to the Jameses, goddammit. This is sad. This is a young kid right here. This is sad right here. Your name is Dantel. He said, you making up stuff, Zo. What did I make up? Dantel. That's a name. Is that like Chantel? I remember back in the days, Chantels used to be fine as hell. Y'all remember a girl named Chantel or Chantel? I ain't never seen an ugly Chantel or Chantel. But a Dantel, nigga? Boy. Oh, God. Zo throws shots at LeBron I'm not throwing shots. That was the most unbiased fucking... I gave the man props. I gave him love. What the fuck is wrong? Y'all don't know what... I don't know what to say. I gave the man love. I didn't shit on LeBron. I bigged him up. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Y'all... Listen, I understand now. This is why they call y'all bronzesexuals. Y'all be caping for a motherfucker like the nigga is in your bed at night. I don't know this man. I was unbiased. I gave my unbiased opinion. And usually my motherfucking opinions be based off of the fact that I have conversations with Jerry West. And Jerry West has an opinion. I have conversations with other NBA players, and they have opinions. Usually, it's not just coming from an anecdotal, I watch these niggas on TV. Dantel. You sound like a gay-ass cologne. Listen, hey, tell me what I said that was wrong. What did I make up? Dantel. Do tell. Dantel. Oh, it sounds like purified water. Dantel. I'm drinking some Dantel. You know, the new water. by Avion Dantel. Get your goofy ass out of here. Point out what I said that was wrong. Dantel. Do tell, Dantel. Dantel. Leave us. Any reports from the movements of Dantel and his group? Dantel is on the move. He and his soldiers are getting ready to ramrod the gates. Dantel, speak up, nigga.
Just why?
Dantel and his new potions have gone rampant in the city. You can't go anywhere without smelling the perfume of Dantel's. Come on, Dantel. Nigga, your name Dantel, man. Hark, who goes there? It's Lord Dantel. He and his frilly collar, they are here to swoon and woo our women. Our women folk are taken by the Dantels. Come on, man, just tell me. You talking about being, I'm asking you, what did I say that was wrong? Dantelis. Just tell me what I said. I'm addressing you, man. What did I say that was incorrect? I said I was unbalanced or unbiased in my presentation of what I thought about LeBron and Bronny. I'm a Laker fan for life, man. I want to see, the kid do well. I mean, that kid is young, man. He been through hell. I want to see him do well. Oh, they lame now? Wait a minute. Don't block them. If you bought them, they must have been good. They lame because I call you Dantel? Dantelis? Hawk? Was it I who spoke? Was I not also a listener? Where is Lord Dantel? No, why y'all clip him? Don't do that. They said that's his OnlyFans name.
Not the OnlyFans.
Come on, man. You can't deal with a little jonesing. We all be jonesing and talking shit. Come on, man. Don't get all sensitive. Just because you got a motherfucking soft-ass name. I remember the Chantels. Chantel. I ain't never seen an ugly Chantel. Never. Now, it would be fucked up if I start calling you Mantel. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to get off that. Let me get back to where I was at. This young man died in a car crash. It's unfortunate. You got to shout out his family. First off, and I'm going to say this again, I got a friend who always says all sports are fixed, right? All sports are rigged. He says this all the time. So I really don't kind of get so caught up into it. Like when I was younger, I was really caught up in the Lakers. I mean, during Kobe's time, I went to about 400 Laker games. I saw Kobe. I saw the captain walking through the stands, and it was just a really great time to see that. Dantel. Anyway, but one thing I do know about the athletes, man, and this goes for LeBron as well, these guys work exceedingly hard to stay at the top of their game, okay? These guys work hard, and their families make a huge sacrifice as well. For a young kid, 24 years old, to get to the NFL, finally make it, get that damn contract, and then get killed in a car crash, that's heartbroken because his story was just beginning to be told. So I'm sending love and condolences to his family. They say he's fighting for his life, but when we look at his life as a football player, that might be over. So, and I think it is over. He died. He's dead. It says Minnesota Viking Khyree Jackson dead at 24, killed in car crash. So they do fight for their lives. I mean, their financial lives, their fiscal lives, their freedom. They do fight to get to that point, and to get there and then die. Yeah, that's tough. So sending love out to his family, sending blessings to his family. If he had any children, I hope I'm just trying to send them peace. So rest in peace to that young brother. Let's move on to the next topic. So, no, before we get there, I want to do this Project 25. All right? Before we get there, let's do this Project 25. All right? So Project 25 is interesting. A lot of people talking about the Presidential Transition Project, Project 25. If y'all don't understand what it is, you will. You will understand. As we progress further into the future, please understand the gap between the haves and the have-nots it's gonna widen, right? It's gonna widen exponentially. You have to remember you have to remember this. The majority of people are considered useless eaters. The majority of people are considered useless eaters. Like, there's really nothing special about the majority of people. This is how the elite view what is considered commoners. And this thought, right, has been around for time immemorial. You had the Egyptian priests, or the Kemetan priests. They saw people as commoners. Only the priests knew how to read. The Europeans modeled the ancient African societies, modeled their aristocracy off of that. So you used to only see, the aristocracy being able to read, right? When you look at the word layman, you hear that a lot. Layman. Oh, he's a layman. He doesn't understand. Layman means not of the cloth. In other words, not of a priesthood, not of a guild, not of an order, right? Layman, he doesn't know. When you look at the original translations of the Bible, 1611 King James Version, translated from the Greek and the Latin, right? Latin and Greek came and gave us the Vulgate version of the Bible. This is what produces our King James versions that we read today. They wanted to dumb it down. They wanted to dumb down the esotericism in it, the spiritualism in it. They wanted to create servants. This is why the movie Book of Eli had two concurrent ideations going. You had Denzel Washington, who embodied the book, the meaning of the book, and then you had Gary Oldman's character, who wanted to imprison the city because they were wayward. They needed a standard and a belief system to be conditioned by, right? The Vulgate translation, you get the word Vulgate, comes from Latin vulgar, vulgus. Vulgus is the word. Vulgate comes from vulgus. Vulgus means commoner. Same as layman, not of the cloth. He's a commoner. You look up and we're talking etymology here. You look up the word population. Popular means masses of unlearned animals. Populoso, right? So you have to remember, from time immemorial, They viewed the masses as a mob of mindless idiots, people that don't know. So the reason why this gap between the haves and the have-nots is going to get wider is because they see you as less manageable, right? What does that mean? Listen, we got to pull back the resources. We got to start killing these fools. What do you think the jabby jab was about? We got to start taking folks out. Right? Y'all remember Agenda 21? Y'all remember Agenda 21? Listen, if we can't control you via beliefs, if we can't control you via knowledge, via conditioning, what is known as classical conditioning, which is Pavlov, if we can't control you with classical conditioning, B.F. Skinner, it's a lot of them that worked in this field to make you think that being normal, being average, being a layman is your norm. You get maybe 77 trips around the sun and then you're up out of here. Okay? So just don't get it twisted. Like when I see Project 25, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is just another one of them. Listen, Presidential Transition Project, end of no-fault divorce, complete ban on abortions without exceptions, ban contraceptives, additional tax breaks for corporations and the 1%, higher taxes for working class, elimination of union and workers' protections, rise of the retirement age, cut Social Security, cut Medicare, end the Affordable Care Act, raise prescription drug prices, eliminate the Department of Education, use public taxpayer money for private religious schools, teach Christian religious beliefs in the public schools, end free and discounted school lunch programs, end civil rights and DEI protections in the government. And guess what? I'm not even going to read all of this. But guess what? A lot of this shit that's out here could be propaganda. That's why I be like, work with your brothers. Get with your brothers and sisters, right? Even that brother Dantel. Don't be offended by us talking shit and going back and forth on a YouTube channel. You still my brother. We still got work to do. Oftentimes, man, we get so butthurt and in our feelings that, we lose sight of what's right. We lose sight of what is important, right? If you're looking at what's happening in the world, one thing that is clear, the white man has never wanted to give up power. He's never wanted to share power. Do you know what psychology is? Psychology is creating definitions to continue the fucking status quo. Look at all these different definitions of new ways of thinking, and come on, man. You gonna villainize. Listen, they got some shit called where you're oppositional. They've turned it into like a mental illness. It's some kind of oppositional syndrome, right? If this motherfucker disagrees, something is wrong with him. He got a mental illness because he disagrees. Then you go back to Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti said the highest form of intelligence is to be able to observe without judgment. So critical thinking, clear-mindedness, and questioning shit is now being labeled as oppositional. Do you understand? I'm just saying, man, like, that's it. Oppositional defiance disorder. if you see somebody who is defiant, especially as a little kid, that means he's thinking for himself. What does that mean? Why do I have to believe that? Where's that from? Why do you believe it? Why is it true for you? And can it be true for you and not for me? Is it ubiquitously true for everybody? If so, can you show me how? You know? Donald Trump, these are his words. I know nothing about Project 25. Put it on the screen so we can read it. Take me off the screen. I have no idea who's behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anything they do, I wish them luck, but I have nothing to do with them. But then he was at a rally, and some people said he was basically parroting everything that was on there. For me, I'd rather work with my brothers and sisters than work with them. For me, that's my thought. For me. I mean, that's my thought. What are your thoughts? Now, let's move on to the final piece.
No, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm saying for a fact, so you support the idea that Donald Trump could come in, hypothetically, if he wins the election, fire 50,000 civil employees and replace them with people who support his ideology.
I support the Schedule F idea, yes.
In you,
and that means
they see that mother. So I'm going to break this down really quickly, and then I'm going to get up out of here. I need you guys to understand something really quickly, okay? A lot of people are saying, people are misusing the word narcissist, right? Of course. Narcissist is an overused term. Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. Narcissist is an overused term. And the reason why it's an overused term is because most of the shit we talk about comes from social media. And social media is a disinformation movement, right? There might be some truth, sprinkled in there. But for the most part, social media is a disinformation tool, right? Everybody's talking about everything, and nobody has any real research. I actually went to school to understand narcissism, okay? There's a difference between NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, and narcissistic traits. Every human being has narcissistic traits, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are narcissistic, okay? Everybody's a work in progress. Everybody is flawed. Everybody has some type of psychological wounding or damage, okay? When you are raised by somebody who hasn't reconciled their psychological wounds, their childhood trauma, and they have children, the children tend to model what's wrong with them, okay? So, if you have somebody who is considered SLD, self-love deficient, which was coined by Ross Rosenberg, he wrote a book called The Human Magnet Syndrome. Somebody who's considered self-love deficient, i.e. codependent, tends to attract narcissists, right? People with heavy narcissistic tendencies and or people who can be certifiably diagnosed as having NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Now, narcissism is on a spectrum. That means people could be a lightweight narcissist, meaning they could be superficial. They could be superficially selfish. It's just about me, and I'm concerned about me. They could be that way, or they could be full-blown psycho-grandiose narcissists, okay? Please understand, a superficial narcissist is not the same as a covert narcissist or what is considered a vulnerable narcissist, all right? Superficial means just that, superficial. They could be diet narcissists. In other words, lightweight narcissists. In other words, they could be able to see that they're being selfish, Most narcissists are self-unaware. They don't know that they're being demonic. They don't know that they're like that. A narcissist, in a lot of ways, is like a vampire. They see people as little blood bags, and that blood bag is a source of supply, okay? The supply is attention, right? Exactly, there you go, relationship math. The addiction of half plus half, codependent plus narcissist. They are irrevocably attracted to each other, all right? Now imagine if you were born in a household where, say, your mother was the covert narcissist, right? She did everything undercover, but it was still narcissistic. That is narcissistic abuse. What you're modeling is narcissistic abuse, right? Say your father was the codependent, or say vice versa. If you were born in that environment, chances are you're modeling this, okay? These are things that need to be healed, because whatever you model in childhood, you magnetize in adulthood. You understand? I will do that, Keith. I will do that. Before I keep going, I think it's important that we have this conversation. Can everybody hit the like button? I need you to hit the like button, and do me a favor, man. Support this channel. You know, I come in here, I do these shows for you guys. I really would love if you guys would support these channels, this channel. And please, you can either hit the $sign, drop a few twos and fews on the super chat. You could hit the $sign at the bottom of the chat, or you could send your donation, your support directly to my Cash App, which is $ZoWhat Netter. Please show your support. As a matter of fact, we got a couple of people that sent a Cash App. I want to shout them out right now. Alonzo Scott III, thank you for the support, brother. Freddie Scott, thank you for the support, brother. We appreciate it. Listen, I would love for you guys to show your support. I would love for you guys to have my back on this. If you enjoy the content and information that we put out here, now's the time to show your support. Do it right now. Also, don't forget to go to the Relationship ER, onestream.tv/the Relationship ER. That's my latest masterclass. It's 300 people in here. I want to get 25 people to sign up to the Relationship Masterclass. It is August 3rd through the 4th. It's a 2-day event. We would greatly appreciate you guys signing up and showing your support. Truemonger, thank you for the support on the Cash App or on the Super Chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody that's in here, if you guys can like Truemonger's support, I'd appreciate it. Show your love, show your appreciation. Let's get back to this narcissist talk here. Narcissists are master manipulators, people. They know how to manipulate you. There is a narcissistic cycle. Usually the narcissistic cycle starts with love bombing. In the beginning of the relationship, they make you feel like you're the only one. In the beginning of the relationship, they make you feel like you're special. They love on you to such a degree that you think it's a fantasy. You think no one has ever loved me like this before. This is kismet. This is God sent. This is the thing. And then slowly but surely, they start the devaluation process. The devaluation process is exactly how it sounds. They start to devalue you. They start to criticize you. They start to judge you. They start to put you down. And they could do this in numerous ways. They can compare you to other people, right? My last boyfriend, I didn't have to ask him for nothing. I didn't have to do nothing for him, right? Or I didn't have to ask him for nothing. He just came in and did things. Put the whole thing up so we could see it. Take me off the screen, because the mic and all of that is in the way. Devaluating, right? They start to devalue you, marginalize you, disrespect you, demean you, right? Thank you, Esquire Ish. We appreciate the support. Then you get the silent treatment, right? They pull away, they back away, right, after devaluing you. Then they go through the narcissistic cycle of discarding. You might get discarded. You may not hear another word. Thank you, Dana Dorsey, for the Cash App. You might not hear another word from them ever again. They just drop you like whatever you've been through wasn't real. Stop talking to you the whole 9 yards. They just leave you out there in the cold, right? Then there's the hoovering. Usually the hoovering happens when they can't get another source of supply. Remember, narcissists are attracted to codependents, self-love deficient people who lack self-love, according to Ross Rosenberg, self-love deficient. So hoovering starts to happen when they can't get another supply of attention, somebody that's going to constantly pour into them. They want to be love bombed. They want to be approved of. They want to be put on a pedestal. They want to be raised up above everyone else, while at the same time devaluing you, while at the same time giving you the silent treatment, while at the same time in pursuit of constantly looking for other sources. So when they get tired of your version of pouring into them, they could drop you. No, put it back up. They can drop you during the discard. Thank you, L.S. Jefferson. They could drop you during the discard period. Now, the hoovering happens when they can't find another source or the other source didn't work out. Then they try to hoover you back in. Hey, big head, text. Or let's be friends, or whatever, the secondary or the tertiary supply fails, that's when they try to hoover you back in, right? Narcissists definitely use double standards. They treat you like shit, but they want to be treated like a king or a queen at all times, all right? And this cycle will continue to happen if, this is a cycle of abuse, by the way, if the person involved in this cycle allows it to happen. Now, when you look at NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, and you also look at attachment styles, you have a couple attachments. You have maladaptive attachment styles that have often been labeled as narcissistic. They're not necessarily narcissistic, even though you can be a dismissive avoidant or a fearful avoidant or anxious, preoccupied, have those attachment styles and not be narcissistic. But you can also have those attachment styles and be narcissistic. So when you're looking at, say, dismissive avoidance or fearful avoidance, you got to understand avoidant is the attachment style. So dismissive avoidant, that's a person who is raised to be independent. Independence is very important for them, right? Caregiver at some point in time did not fulfill what they needed emotionally, so they learned to self-soothe. That is your dismissive avoidant. The fearful avoidant is a combination of the dismissive avoidant and the anxious preoccupied. Okay? Anxious preoccupied is someone who has a worthiness wound, someone who constantly seeks approval from their primary caregiver. You put the two together, you get fearful avoidant. The dismissive avoidant will pull away and cling to their independence. That's why the beginning of the relationship is the best part. First 18 months of the relationship is the best part. And then the rest of the relationship, they go through their, not necessarily devaluing, but they go through a phase, called, when you're talking about the avoidance styles, they go through a phase where they deactivate, They don't devalue, but they will deactivate. When it gets too close, too tight, they will deactivate. Okay? And the other part of the avoidance favor part of the relationship is when they actually break up. When they actually break up, that's called elation separation, or separation elation. That's when they're happy to be independent again, and they don't have to worry about nobody, and they've got their independence, and they can breathe their own air in their own house. Just remember, the fearful avoidant is the combination of the anxious preoccupied and, right, the dismissive avoidant. All right. Fearful, also called disorganized, have experienced some level of abuse in their upbringing. So they can be both clingy and runners. So when you see anxious, think clingy. When you see avoidant, think runner. Anxious is the chaser, avoidant is the runner, and disorganized is both at the same time. When people see secure, they think, oh, that person is perfect. No. The attachment styles can be morphed. If a securely attached person got with a disorganized person, they could be pulled avoidant, or they can be pulled anxious. Do you understand? And the three maladaptive attachment styles, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized, can elevate themselves to secure. So just remember, secure doesn't mean perfect. It just means you were raised with good parents that loved on you in the moments you needed to be loved on. That doesn't mean anxious, avoidant didn't have parents that loved on them, but it just means they probably missed moments where you needed them. Do you understand? Oftentimes, avoidance, people who have avoidant attachment styles are considered narcissists. In many cases, they are not. However, they have a lot of behaviors that overlap. So go back to the original quote that started this discussion. The narcissist wants revenge on their mother. In you, they see that mother. Why is that important? Why did I cover attachment styles here? Because your mother is typically your primary caregiver. That's the first person you attach to. That's who you learn your attachment style from. And many clinicians believe that your attachment style starts in the womb. If your mother has a maladaptive relationship with herself, you will be injured psychologically in the womb. This is why a clinician that I'm really close to said all wounds are mother wounds. Do you understand? So when I'm listening to all of these relationship clips on YouTube and nobody is talking about this, really? Nobody is really getting into this? You know, a man's supposed to do this. You're talking about social game rules. You can get all the social game rules right. You can be in alignment with all the fucking social game rules and still be wounded internally. And until you deal with the internal wounds, until you deal with the mother wounds, until you deal with all of the internal psychological issues, it doesn't matter how you perform according to your gender role. You're still going to be toxic. You're still going to injure your partner. That's it. There is no other conversation. Everybody's having a different conversation. Should we go 50-50? Huh? We can't even get to, first off, why would I willingly choose to live with toxicity? Some would argue you have no choice but to willingly live with toxicity because every human being is a work in progress. But most people say, I didn't sign up for that. Well, every relationship you get into, you sign up for the curriculum that will be reflected back to you through that relationship. Most people don't understand relationships are spiritual. They are designed to uncover your subconscious. Period. So while we're talking about Ruth Chris and the Cheesecake Factory and all these other places, the reality of it is you attracted that person for a lesson, for a reason, for a lesson in self-knowledge. Right? And, oh, when is this lesson going to end? How many lessons do I have to go through? Self-knowledge is a school you never graduate from. See, what bothers me is I could be talking about, LeBron James, and motherfuckers be getting real in their feelings about LeBron James, about sports, about bullshit, about, about the distraction, about the bullshit. They got conversation for that. When you start talking about the real shit of why I really wanted to do this show today, them motherfuckers as quiet as a church mouse. Right? You got an opinion about LeBron, but you don't have an opinion about your mama or your narcissistic father or your codependent mother or your codependent father, or your covert narcissistic father or your covert narcissistic mom. Or you don't got no opinion about the bullshit that you modeled as a child. But you got everything to say about Zoe is biased on LeBron. I don't really care about that, to be honest. But I know if I put that in the description, you'll come in here and have your opinion. You want to talk about it too, right? When the real shit come up, they be quiet. Listen, man, I'm going to be doing more and more mansions last week with our good brother, Riza Islam was amazing. And we're going to be doing some more mansions with different guests, with different folks. I'm going to be bringing folks in. Please don't forget to download the KBLA Talk 1580 app. I'll be on tonight, 7 to 9 p.m. KBLA Talk 1580. It's an amazing show, The Voice of Reason. We're at 90,000 downloads a month on that damn. I'm talking about my show alone. The Voice of Reason is on fire. You understand me? I want you guys to tap in. But more importantly, I want you guys to sign up to my relationship masterclass. The masterclass is very important for us to get to the next level in our understanding about relationships. Like I said, man, I just be blown away, man. God will bless people and they will still choose the road of pettiness. God will put people in a better situation than they were in before, and they will choose the road of pettiness. If God elevated you, it's not your job to promote your elevation to those who have less than you. It's not your job to rub it in the face of those who have less than you. And I think, man, oftentimes, because you can't front on the white man, no matter how good you doing in America, you can't stick your chest out at the white man. You can't front on the white man. It feels more empowering to disrespect your own people, to front on your own people. And I think that's a travesty. I think that's crazy. And I'm not talking about like the Jones, doing the Joneses and talking shit. I think sometimes, man, we just think we're better because we're doing better. Let me tell you something. You could be a worse off person and be doing better than somebody else. Just please understand that, all right? I need everybody to hit the like button. I need everybody to share. Listen, can everybody in here, can we get 50 people to hit that super chat? No, or hit the super chat, which is the $ down at the bottom of the channel. We got 317 people. I know we could get 50 people to hit that super chat. And do me a favor, sign up to the Relationship ER, onestream.tv/the Relationship ER. Sign up to my masterclass, August the 3rd and 4th. I will be hosting it. I have a special guest. Y'all want to know who my special guest is? Yes, we have the co-sponsors, the Community Unity and Empowerment Program. That is a program that was put together by Century 21, my homeboy, whose father created Century 21. Man, that's a whole story right there. But this is a nonprofit organization, 501c3. Get in there and support. Thank you, DeMarcus. He's number one. DeMarcus Oliver. Can we get y'all? Let's get 49 more people. There's 329 people in here. To ask 50 people to drop twos and fews should not be difficult. Please continue to support. Show your love for the channel. Show your love for the work that we're laying down. Also, don't forget tonight, 7 to 9 p.m. Big Rock. I'm calling out everybody. Respect, fam. I'm calling out everybody that hits that super chat, the $ down at the bottom of the chat. Hit it right now. I'm gonna shout everybody out. And you can leave a message if you like. Don't forget, on this channel tonight, 7 to 9 p.m., The Voice of Reason, we have an amazing topic. Can I tell y'all what tonight's topic is? Tonight's topic. This is why I kind of covered some of this today. Tonight's topic, pseudo, new age, spiritual supply, narcissism, and the hunt for spiritual supply. Why is this important? Because you got a lot of narcissists out there that are using spiritual lingo to find supply. They're using spirit lingo. Hey, George Riley just sent us a cash app. Black God just hit us on the super chat. Pseudo, listen, let me read that again. Pseudo new age spiritual supply, narcissism, and the hunt for spiritual supply. I can give you a little primer. Did you know that all self-work is internal? Although intimate relationship is a mirror of the self-work that you need to graduate from, it's all internal. Your partner is not responsible for healing your wounds. Not at all. Not responsible for the environment. Not at all. Not responsible for shit. The only thing that your partner does for you is reflect back to you what you need to work on. And so many motherfuckers refuse to accept that. Right? So they create all this flowery language couched in spiritual jargon to make it seem like it's somebody else's responsibility to make it better for you to elevate. This takes me back to the great Bruce Lee. What did Bruce Lee say? He said, don't pray for an easy life. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember the Bruce Lee quote? Because I forgot it. I forgot the rest of it. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for something to what did he say? Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a hard one. Is that what he said? Oh, so that's not what he said. Okay. Let's see. But you were close. He says, don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Same thing. Right? But we live in a society now that'll take all of that away, you got to understand, man. How old is China? China is over 5,000 years old. And this spirituality has been matriculating for many centuries. We get to the motherfuckers today, and the motherfuckers today be on some old, nah, you got to make this environment good for me. That's not how spirituality works. You got to be able to make any environment good for you by controlling and managing who you are. That's the spirit work. So tonight, that's what we're going to cover. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, man. Pseudo New Age spiritual supply. What is supply? Y'all going to be mad when I say this. We live in a society today that says manhood is based on provision. Provide, protect. Provision. Provision is supply. Am I saying? Y'all gonna have to tune in tonight. Y'all gonna have to tune in tonight. We gonna be on one, yo. We gonna be on one. It's gonna be so fire. This gonna be so fire tonight. Tap in, yo. Tap in. Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. This has been the ZoWhat Morning Show. Y'all got to tap in tonight. This is going to be great. I'll holler in. Deuces.